Hello, this is I'm Zach, and
Right.
we're gonna show off our game that we've made this semester. So first off, before we show off the gameplay, we'll go ahead and show a few points from our code, key parts of our code. This one. Okay, so um, okay, so when you start, so we have it set up so it goes from one frame to the other, and the map frame is the frame that holds the main part of the portion of the gameplay. And so, all right, so here we have the default constructor and sets up the table model. That's just how we're able to set it up for our games. And then here, so this is starting a new game. This will load up the maps and the walls and the everything laid out. So it'll load up all the data, and we have this. And because this function was so important, we had it throw a custom exception error. And so that's why we have this try catch statement to catch that and the message. And so, and here we have, and so we start our game, and we populate the icons to go in the table, and are indicated here, and at least these are the initial icons that are going to be loaded on, are stored into these two objects, and then it's sent to this function that's just standard in Java to populate the columns, which are their own objects, to populate the columns with our images, and then this function is called to render the map to the screen. Okay, and so I'll show you a little bit of our getIcon function here. Gets the mouse to move. All right. So as you can see, each scene has a description, which is a string, represented by a string, and then based on that description, this function will get the appropriate image to go with that scene. And this function is used to populate the objects with the appropriate icons. So as you can tell, it's the different types of scenes are all going to be represented here, and yeah, so, and another thing to note too is getImage throws an exception which will trigger if for some reason it's not able to read this file as it should, or if there's nothing here, or if it doesn't exist. And if that happens, then this code will trigger displaying an error message and just we'll print out the call stack of the function so we can trace and figure out the problem a lot easier. So, all right. So that is that, and I'll show you the GUI interface frame itself.
So, the GUI interface, the swing, we call it the swing model as well. So for here, there's a swing thing, and we call it the swing library. So for here, when we create the whole game, we have to put like a box or like an image on it. So for here, the panel and the swing container, we actually create a box, and then we put the swing control and as like label or button or text field area in it. So we can customize our game and create more fun, and it looks nicer for the user when he uses it. So once we create button, for example, up. So for this button up, it doesn't do anything over here because we haven't assigned a function in it. So for here in the button, you have a property. You can change the color and whatever, and the background and the name of it. And come here, you have an event. So for event model, we can create the function and make it work and actually do something when the user play our game. So for here, we put an action perform function. So whenever the user press this button, it's going to control the player. I mean, control the hero, the champion, and move it up and down, left and right to make him go through the whole map. So that's the GUI model and the event model. And
All right. So, how do we get back to our faces?
just press it and wait.
Okay. So yeah, this year was an interesting experience for both of us. It was our first time programming as a team, and so that had its own set of challenges. And we also learned a lot, not only about Java. Like for me, example, I have a lot of experience programming in C++, on a console, and so it was interesting to learn the similarities between C++ and Java, and to program with NetBeans or IDE. And so it was a new experience, and it was very informative for me. And so
For me, I'm first time to learn about Java, and first of all, I thought it was similar to JavaScript, but it has a whole lot more to do, and all the functions and all the exception class and all those performance that a JavaScript cannot do. And Java, this programming, I learned a lot of new language for CIT word and programming words, and I think it was first hard to learn and understand the concept about exception, but I tried to catch it and try to implement it. I think I can do more implementation and actually work on it more, and so I can get familiar with it. But I know that there are a lot more like CIT programming language out there. So
yeah, yeah, just like him, probably the thing I struggled with the most this year was with exception handling. I think I've got the basics in how to operate it, but there's still a lot to learn and to handle with it. And I think also a lot of our problems that we ran into this year came from, I guess, we didn't plan it out as well as we probably should have. And a lot of that's probably due because we didn't really know what to expect. And if we were to do it again, I'm sure I'd plan it out a little bit better, because so that we don't end up writing more code than we need. Like if you go through our code, you'll notice there's a lot of code that we don't even use, and so that's a problem. So shall we go ahead and demonstrate our game?
we're going to show you the game.
Do you know if they're able to see it? Okay. Okay, they are. Yeah.
Well, here, if you start with nothing, it's going to present an error message. So for now, I put my name in it. And you can see here, we call it the main menu, and there's a picture, and there's a customized message. And before you start the game, you can get help from here. You can know about the goal of this game, and we show you how to move and how to access inventory and stuff. So for exit, you can just exit out. When we start the game now, it's going to take time to load it because it contains a lot of images. So for here, is a player, and this is a zombie, and the black.
And those are the walls.
Those are the walls, and this is the exit. So for example, first you want to check your weapons, and you want to check your ammo of the rifle and how many of them, and rocket launcher and so on.
Yeah, and it also will tell you which one has the lowest, which is kind of cool.
Yep.
And then the view inventory button will show us what we have in stock as far as weapons. So
yep.
Check weapons will show your ammo inventory. Will just show you what you have on your person. So unfortunately, there's not a lot we can do with that, but it's just a function that's kind of cool. So, all right, you want to go ahead and.
Okay. You move down, and you see the zombies going to move, and it's trying to block you from going into the hole. So. Okay.
So basically, we just go through floor after floor until you get to into to the end of the laboratory. So yeah. So yeah. So you can yeah. And that was another hard part about this project too, is getting the images to work, to load into the table. So, and so as you can see, those zombies are pretty powerful in this game, as they can apparently rip through walls. So.
It's getting more complicated.
So. Yeah, and so yeah, you can tell we're getting closer to the end, because especially here we have the horde of zombies off to our left.
So you can see these block zombies, and you can go in.
Yeah, and you can attack the zombies.
You can attack them.
Okay. Yeah, so there's just a couple more floors we have to get through before we finally get to the end of our journey. Yeah.
So, okay, almost there. I think it's just 1 or 2 more level to go.
So yeah. Alright, so here we are at the last level, and you can see that little potion there instead of the stairs, and that's the cure that we're aiming to find in this game. So we get there, and
Yeah, the victory.
And you win the game.
Yeah, the model.
So yeah, that's our game, and as you can probably tell, it's not perfect, but we put a lot of work into it, and it was a very big learning experience. So I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for a good year, and hopefully we'll see each other later.
Yep, bye.